Hello, Pisces. Welcome. Ooh, ciao. Okay. Welcome and welcome back, Pisces. We're going to get into another reading for you guys. The light is not really doing what I want, but that's okay. Oh my God. Talk about unprepared, child. All right. I hope you guys are doing well, Pisces. We're going to get into a reading to see what you need to be prepared for in the near future. And we're going to use the psychic tarot cards. My voice is a little raspy today, you guys. Okay. But I hope you guys are doing well, and I hope these messages are helpful in some way in your situation. Okay? Y'all be sure to like and subscribe. Why was I doing like this? Y'all be sure to like and subscribe to continue to catch the vibe. All right. If y'all want to book a personal reading, the link is in the description box below. Okay. Oh my God. Ciao. It's a whole lot going on, you guys. It's a whole lot going on. A whole lot of stuff going on, child. I just don't understand why. Listen, let me just be quiet. Let me just be quiet. Let's pull the cards. Guardian angels, archangels, spirit guides, and ancestors of the highest vibration. Father, Mother, God, for Pisces. Spirit, what does Pisces need to be prepared for in the near future? Ooh, wow, love begins. The Ace of Cups. Authority, number 4, is the Emperor. And Universe 21, I believe that's the World card. Interesting. Ooh, that's kind of crazy. Yeah, this is the Emperor. It says this authority card represents the masculine qualities of leadership, logic, strength, wisdom, and power. When this card emerges, it acts as a teaching tool, and in so doing, it is encouraging you to develop or reignite these qualities and tap into the masculine aspects of yourself. Other traits also included are good reasoning and problem-solving skills, being grounded, and learning to develop strong mental control over free-reigning emotions. Oftentimes, this card appears to symbolize a father figure or an individual of wise authority who may be present in your life. It could be someone of high influence in business or a prudent friend who uses logic and reason to create a positive outcome. Y'all, I'm fine. I'm not sick, but some food went down the wrong pipe and it really messed me up. And I was pissed off about it. So now my throat sounds crazy because the food went down the wrong side of my throat. Just so you guys don't think I'm like sick or anything is wrong. Okay. So this is a masculine energy, a masculine vibe, okay? It says, ask yourself whether it's time to take on and emulate similar qualities. Now is when you must act like a leader and exert your will by incorporating form and structure into ideas, plans, and foundations. It's time to stop talking and act in order to achieve what you must. Use the qualities and character of the authority card so that when you need to make a choice, you approach it from a place of wisdom, rationality, logic, and grace, rather than one of foolishness, belligerence, greed, or self-centeredness. The way in which you acquire, handle, and wield power and authority is now being tested. Ooh, so with great power comes great responsibility. Some of you guys with this conflict and defeat, that's the Five of Swords. Some of you guys have recently been through some type of upset or something that may have made you upset. I'm not saying that anything is wrong, but I feel like you guys, throat chakra and then the air energy with the Five of Swords. You had a choice, I feel, to speak up on something, or you may have, had to make a decision about what position or stance that you were going to take in a certain situation. I feel like your throat chakra is having a little bit of conflict. Maybe listen, bitch. I don't understand why certain things happen the way they do. I already planned on filming today, and I was trying to eat a little bit of food so I wouldn't be exhausted and drained. And then now my throat is sounding crazy, and we get the throat chakra cards. I'm not saying the reading is about me. I'm saying that sometimes because of the job that I do, it affects my life, right? So nobody should be envious or jealous of what I do, because it's sometimes not fucking fun. Sometimes it sucks. And sometimes the things that you guys go through either individually when you book readings, or the things that I pick up on in the collective, is a part of the job, and it affects me. So it's very uncanny and ironically unironic that my throat is acting crazy and these cards come out. A lot of you guys may have had to go within and really evaluate how you feel or think about certain situations in your life. I feel like in order to find clarity, you had to go within, or in order to be able to know what you needed to think, or what was the best idea, what was the best frame of mind, what was the best thought process in the situation, you had to go within. And you may have had to walk away from something that was just too much. Like sometimes we make decisions to take certain action, and people may look at it as defeat, but it's not. Sometimes I feel like with whatever there was some type of conflict going on, and you may have felt defeated, or you may have felt like other people defeated you, or a situation defeated you. But I feel like what these cards are saying in combination is that there's power with that. There's power with walking away from something that's just not worth fighting for. And I believe that there's going to be some type of positivity that comes from it. I'm always going to be positive. So, excuse me. I also feel like this is about choosing your battles as well. Okay? Because it kind of feels like you chose a battle. You picked a side possibly. But also when it comes to like the Emperor energy, this authority card, it's like the Emperor is not going to get off his throne to just fight battles that are frivolous or wield power in an irresponsible way. The Emperor is going to choose his battles. And I feel like there was a situation that you just felt like wasn't worth fighting for. It says, for the Love Begins card, your cup is about to overflow with joy, happiness, and positive feelings. This is the first of the emotions cards, and therefore signifies that a new love opportunity beckons. Love is in quotations. This doesn't necessarily have to be physical love, but could also represent the passion and devotion for an idea, a goal, or even a new creative endeavor. This would be a perfect time to open yourself and your heart to the higher vibrations and loving energy of the universe. Ooh, and then we get the universe card. When past issues are resolved, when forgiveness for others as well as yourself has been attained, and when your heart is truly open and ready to receive, the new roads leading you towards love will be revealed. Yeah. There needs to be, there's an issue in the past that maybe you just resolved, or that may still need to be resolved depending on your situation. Forgiveness of yourself, forgiveness of others, and being open to receiving. That's what I feel like you're working on right now. That's what I feel like Spirit wants you to focus on. Okay. It's a great time for you to transition and translate what's going on, break it down. Okay. When you translate a language, you find the meaning of the words. So it's like they want you to break things down and evaluate your situation and basically like find meaning in whatever's going on so that you can move on to the next stage of your life. Okay. Now, finally, the universe card. It says you've come far on your journey and it's time to be rewarded for your efforts. This card symbolizes completion, triumph, peace, liberation, and fulfillment. Everything you've strived for is within your reach. Meet it halfway and grab it. The universe is the last of the major arcana cards and reflects the work that you've accomplished on your travels. But more importantly, it represents the wisdom that you've gained along the way. You should now honor and acknowledge the truly wonderful soul that you are and accept the vital part that you play in the bigger scheme of life. The world is yours to command, and you're free to travel in whatever direction your heart desires. Okay, look at this. Movement, choices, and decisions. Going in a particular direction, choosing a path. And they're saying that you're free to travel in whatever direction your heart desires. It says you're connected to everything in the cosmos. The universe card is a reminder that the same energy making up the stars in the sky, the same energy that's coursing through the universe, is in each and every individual. In ancient times, many believed that each star was the soul of one person. They also believed that these souls shine so brightly to guide others through the darkness, and so too can your wise soul. Yeah. Yes. So I feel like you guys made a decision to take control of a situation. You made a decision, a final decision. Your decision is final. So you're not going to change your mind. You're not going to go back and forth or tiptoe around whatever choice that you've made. Not even tiptoe around it, but like flip-flop. You're not going to flip-flop. There's no more tug of war. I feel like tug of war is a double entendre. So I kind of feel like you guys felt the need to... You felt the tug or the pull of fighting for something on your heart, but you may not feel like you need to fight for it anymore. You felt the pull of war. You felt the pull of aggression. You felt the tug towards... You felt something pulling you towards some type of like combativeness. And it doesn't have to be fighting, but you may have felt like you had to fight for something that now you realize that you may not have to fight for it, or it may not be worth your time to fight for something. At least at this point, you probably have made a decision about that. So let's see. What is the message for Pisces, Spirit? Oh, wow. Four of Pentacles flew out there aggressively. 9 of Cups. Page of Wands. Yeah. I feel like you're about to let go of something that you really wanted or that you really thought you wanted. What else? What else for Pisces? 10 of Cups. Yeah. Page of Cups. 10 of Wands. You were holding on to like a dream. You were holding on to something that you wished for or a dream that you had. Kind of feels like it kind of feels like a mirage. A little bit. You wanted to hold on to something because you felt like you saw a possibility, or you saw some type of sign that it could work out. But I feel like that was kind of, I'm not going to say you were being delusional, but it started to be too much of a burden. One more card for Pisces. Eight of Wands. Yeah, now you're moving on. You're moving on from it. I also feel like you guys are very much so still holding on to your goals and your dreams and the things that you want to achieve. But I feel like you're loosening your grip on how those things transpire. We've been talking about this. Like, sometimes you guys got to understand, like, certain themes are going to stay relevant in the messages throughout a long period of time because that energy is being worked through collectively amongst either all Pisces or all people or whatever particular group that it's affecting at that time. So, yeah, you just don't like to do something anymore. Like, something, it's like you're forcing yourself to do it. You're making a decision to, like, move on. Or you may even be forcing yourself to move on from something because you know it's in your best interest. Like, you may still enjoy doing something, but it's just not feasible for you to do it anymore. You know? But it kind of feels like you don't even like it. I don't know. Maybe this is a person. But there's someone or something that you no longer really like to be around or like to do. Something or someone, you've lost a taste for the experience. And you're like, okay. I feel like you find yourself possibly talking about, like, how much of a struggle it is all the time. Like, there never seems to be any good news that comes from something. There always seems to be another hurdle, another hill that you have to climb. You always take it, what it feels like, as 2 steps forward and 5 steps back. It's like, Jesus. What's the 4 of Pentacles? Ace of Wands reversed and the Hermit. Yeah, you found out something that makes you unenthused. You discovered some type of information. You found some type of information that makes you not be motivated, or something happened. I don't know if you saw something online. Wheel of Fortune and the 10 of Swords. Yeah. I feel like turnover. So there may have been something that you learned or discovered as, like, the tables turned. Like, there was a shift that took place. Something changed or shifted suddenly. And you were like, no, I think I changed my mind. I don't want to do that. What's the 10 of Cups? Fool reversed. Yeah. Ooh, the Emperor with the 3 of Swords. What's the 10 of Cups? 5 of Swords. You could definitely feel like there's somebody who's always, like, looming. Like, you could feel like there's always someone creating situations where you can't really do what it is that you want to do. I feel like you're looking at a situation, a relationship, a person, a set of circumstances that show you some type of instability. You feel like a decision would be foolish or something wouldn't be very smart because you're getting a vibe from a situation where There would be some type of pain. Yeah, 3 of Swords, 5 of Cups. That's crazy. Or you fear there'll be some type of loss associated with a foolish decision. I feel like you're trying to be wise when it comes to the things that you start, the things that you do. It's like the vibe that I'm getting is that you don't feel that there's a need to fight for something because you don't even really like it that much anyway. So it's kind of like if you live in a certain place and there's more cons to living there than pros, right? Just say you live in a really expensive apartment. You live in a penthouse apartment and there's a lot of pros, like it's a penthouse, it looks really beautiful, and you overlook the city, but the price is extremely expensive. You don't have a lot of like natural, maybe you're into nature and you're really like embedded within the city. There's not a lot of natural resources to pull from or places to go to that feel like you're in nature. It feels like fake nature. And you have neighbors that are really loud and, people complain about you. And maybe the security at the penthouse is not as great. Like maybe your car got broken into in the parking lot. And like, even though, yes, you have this really nice space and it's bourgeois and you get this great view of the city, you have all those other things that are kind of like working against you. Maybe the amenities are not that great and you're paying all this money, but you don't have a lot of good amenities. It's kind of like that. And then it's like, okay, if you get to a point where your lease is up and then they want to renew your lease, but they're going to raise your rent $3,000 on top of the already expensive price that you're paying for the penthouse. It's like, at that point, you're kind of like, I don't even really want to fight for this. Like, why would I even want to fight for this penthouse? I'm already irritated because I have to drive 30 to 45 minutes to actually see nature. And then my car got broken into. And then there's like this need for me to spend more money on amenities that should be included in the price of my rent, but they don't have good amenities. Maybe things are always breaking down. It's like it feels like that. It feels like you're walking away from a situation that you just were tired of thinking about every day or dealing with every day. It's like every day you feel like you made a bad decision, or every day you regret like putting so much effort and energy into whatever this is. Because it's like, maybe, I don't know, maybe you don't like the management with the emperor. There's something about leadership or management or the authority figures involved in a situation that you're really like tired of, pissed off about. You feel like you can't, spread your wings, stretch your legs. Like there's something about how you want to make wise decisions because you don't want to do something that you're going to regret. It's like you don't want to do something that's going to end up turning out badly for you in the long run. You're trying to envision how your life would be every single day if you were to do this particular thing. And I think that there's something, whatever this is that you have been interested in or possibly even fighting for, as you look back on how your life has been every day, doing whatever this is, fighting for whatever this is, or as you look into the future and you imagine what your life would be every day, it's like, yeah, there's parts of it that I feel like you would like, and there's parts that I feel like, you would enjoy, but it feels like there's a lot more that you would kind of like be irritated with or upset about. So you may be trying to contemplate like a job change, a relocation, some type of like relocation for work or relocation for just your living arrangements. Some of you may be looking at apartments or houses, trying to figure out where you want to live. Some of you may have been in a position recently where you moved or you changed jobs and you feel like you were lied to by someone who was just trying to get you to make a decision really quickly. And you're thinking about this every day, like, damn, did I make the right decision? Did I choose the right option? Because it kind of feels like you're disappointed or you're regretting a choice that you made because you feel like maybe they lied to you or you didn't have a choice in the matter. Like, there could have been something that you had to do that you really didn't have a choice but to do. And a lot of you guys could be feeling like, damn, I got bamboozled, I got hoodwinked, I got scammed. But at the same time, you're like, how could I have avoided getting scammed? Because if I look back, I really didn't have a choice. Like, you may have had to accept some type of settlement, or you may feel like you settled for something that you really wouldn't have settled for had you had more options, but you may feel like, damn, I didn't really have any other option. So that could be where the feeling of defeat comes from, or the feeling of regret or remorse, sadness or sorrow comes from, where you don't really like your circumstances or you don't really like the situation. Somebody could have even like lied about what they were going to do. What's the Ace of Wands reversed? Five of Pentacles reversed. Yeah, somebody said they were going to help you, but I feel like you're still waiting and they haven't helped you. Yeah, Six of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles reversed. You were supposed to receive something or get something, some type of assistance or help. I don't know exactly what this is, but it kind of, maybe you were promised a promotion, so you rented a more expensive place, but then they reneged on the promotion, so now you can't afford it. Okay. Yeah, it feels like you're disappointed because you found out that there was some type of like fib. Yeah, title card. Yeah, you may even have a contract. And there could have been a situation where somebody convinced you like, yeah, Pisces, you know, we're going to, like, it feels like somebody was making a bunch of empty promises just to get you to do something that they wanted you to do. And then once you did it, once you signed the contract, it's like somebody just kind of like disappeared. Nine of Cups, Three of Pentacles. Yeah. It's like, where are you now type of energy. What happened? What's the Hermit? Page of Cups, Nine of Cups. Two of Pentacles and the Seven of Wands. Yeah. Somebody may even be ignoring you now. It's kind of like I'm getting a vibe where you like move to a city that you don't know because somebody wanted you to move there. And then when you get there, it's like they ghost you. There's something here where it's like somebody just kind of like set you up, it feels like. What's the Five of Swords? Eight of Cups, yeah. World, Three of Pentacles. Chariot. Yeah. Ace of Swords, Sun card. Yeah, I feel like somebody set you up. What's the Fool reverse? Eight of Pentacles. Or something was like, too good to be true. Judgment, Death card. Yeah, it's like once you get there, you realize something changed, or once you get there, you realize the work that you're going to be doing is not what was advertised or what was promised. High Priestess. Star. Knight of Cups. I feel like you had a good feeling about something. There was definitely hope and faith. You put a lot of faith in something or a lot of faith in someone. Yeah. But the situation didn't turn out the way that was advertised, or something wasn't what was advertised. I feel like you're secretly focusing on something or working on something that maybe is a backup plan. Like some of you guys may have a backup plan because you could sense that there could be a switch up. I feel like somebody switched up on you. And they were supposed to pay you. They promised that there would be a job in this city when you moved here. Or they promised that they would have a place for you to stay. And then they switched up on you. Wow. Left you hanging. Oh, sorry, Pisces. It fell through. Sorry, Pisces, this. Oh, it turns out we don't have the money for that. It turns out the funds ran out. It turns out, you know, the unit that you saw actually got rented and we have to give you a different unit. Like, it feels like some fuck shit. It feels like somebody took your money. You signed a contract, somebody took your money and then like left you hanging and scammed you. What's the Eight of Wands? Because we have the Eight of Pentacles, Cups, and Wands. So, Eight of Swords, yeah. Or you're worried. Either you're worried about this happening, or this is what happened, and it was your worry. That's what you were worried about. What's the Eight of Wands? Knight of Swords reversed? Two of Wands, Five of Wands. Okay. So some of you may be deciding not to say anything or not to get involved. What's the Eight of Wands? Two of Pentacles, Seven of Swords, Five of Cups. I feel like you guys are trying to recoup whatever losses that you had. You're trying to balance things out. You don't want to rush. You want to take your time so that you can move on from whatever this is. I feel like you don't want to say anything because you don't want there to be any drama or conflict. I feel like you guys are really trying to choose your battles. You're really choosing battles. You are choosing battles because I feel like some of y'all got scammed. And because of whatever circumstances or situation, you don't want anything worse to happen. So I feel like you're choosing your battles. Because I really feel like somebody just was feeding you a bunch of bullshit. They was feeding you a bunch of lies. What's the Two of Pentacles? Star reversed. Something is like not healthy, or you could be feeling sick. I'm not a doctor, lawyer, or psychologist. Disclaimer below. There could also be like hopelessness in a situation. You could be trying to make the best out of something. I feel like you're trying to stay more positive than negative in a situation because something is very fucking frustrating. Like, it feels like something is okay. Queen of Pentacles in the World. Something is beneath you. Something is dirty. Something is disgusting. Something is nasty. Something is very fucking beneath you, bro. And I don't care if anybody gets offended about what I'm saying. I don't give a fuck. Something is beneath you. And you know it's beneath you. You know that you're supposed to be on a better level than this, or you know you deserve more than this, or you know that a situation is not of your standards or caliber because somebody was full of fucking shit and they lied about what they were going to do, and they lied about what they said. They lied about the situation and circumstances just to get their way. And I feel like you've been really positive and you've been trying to make the most and really try to transform from a situation. But like, I feel like the anger is starting to bubble up for those of you who resonate with this, because it's like, bitch, you could have just been straight up. Ooh. What's the Star reversed? Five of Cups. See what I'm saying? It's kind of in reverse. I feel like you're trying to look at the bright side of a situation. I feel like you don't want to be distracted by the things that are bad. I feel like you're trying to focus on what's positive. Judgment and the Ace of Cups. Yes, you're trying to focus on like how this is a blessing, how, you know, it could be worse. There's people out there who are hungry and homeless. There's people out there who have extremely large bellies because they don't have good food to eat, or, you know, kids who are starving, families who are homeless. Like, you're really trying to think of all of the ways that you're blessed in life. But I get it because I feel okay. You're trying to see the positive of all of this and what it's trying to teach you. Wow, Devil reversed. Yeah. You're trying to move forward from the toxicity of the situation and look ahead to what God has for you as blessings in your life. Somebody did definitely lie and do you dirty. But I feel like this is what Spirit is saying. It's like, okay, let's use our resources and our energy wisely. Let's have authority over our life. And now let's hustle and grind and fucking blow that shit out the water so that none of these bitch assholes can ever have the opportunity to step on us again. And it's like a silent vengeance. What's the Knight of Swords reversed? Yep. It's because you see, you're trying to make a good decision. Because remember, the Two of Wands came out with the Five of Wands upright with the Knight of Swords reversed. You're like, you know what? Because if I say something to your bitch ass, I know we're going to end up swinging, or we're going to end up fighting, or fist to cuffs. Fist to cuffs. And I don't want that for me. You might deserve it, ho, but I don't want that for me. So I feel like you're really choosing your battles, and you just like, you know what? I'm just going to move on and move forward. Yep. Page of Wands, Two of Swords. I don't think you realize that there's some type of thing going on that you don't necessarily see. Sun. Positivity and avoiding conflict by moving forward. 7 of Cups, not Two of Wands. 7 of Cups and the Knight of Wands. You made a choice to be positive and move forward. Try to send a message of positivity, nonviolence. What can you learn from the situation? How can you grow? It's like you have this belief of, like, I'm just going to move forward and try to be positive because there may be a blessing in disguise that I don't see. There may be a trauma or a wound that spirit wanted me to heal to prepare for the next step in my life. So I am not about to go off and fight nobody or get upset with nobody because of what happened, even though I have the right to. I know that I'm very powerful and I'm going to use my power responsibly because there's always a blessing around the corner. You're about to be in a situation that's much better than where you may be at now. Despite what somebody has done, it definitely feels like a situation where whoever resonates with this has been in some type of defeating situation. Like they feel defeated because of the lies that were told. And it's like, what happened? I'm telling y'all right now what happened. Somebody wanted to save their own ass. So they tried to sacrifice you and throw you under the bus so that they could save their own booty hole. That's what it was. Somebody knew that they were fucked. And it was easier to unfuck themselves by fucking you. And that's what they did. But see, that's why your perspective on the situation is blessing you. Because you're not out looking for a fucking blessing. You're trying not to go to jail. You're trying not to go off. You're trying not to walk into people's establishments and cause a scene. Because if you were not as evolved as you are at this point, if you had not healed as much as you have attempted to heal and work towards healing by this time, you would have been then walked into somebody's establishment and raised Cain from the dead. So because of that, you know that you were like, you know what? That is a trigger. And that's what Spirit is trying to get me to heal. And I am rising to that motherfucking occasion. And I'm accepting the challenge from Spirit to move differently and move strategically. So that as I come out of this situation, I will blast off like a motherfucking rocket. Because all it's going to do is grow my abilities and make me stronger. Ooh, I got heated, y'all. Anything else Pisces needs to know? Pisces energy with the High Priestess. Virgo with the Hermit. Leo with the Sun. Leo also with the Star reverse, possibly Aquarius. Cancer with the Chariot. The Fool card, I feel like it could be Aries, Scorpio, Gemini, Taurus, or Libra. I already said Taurus. I already said Scorpio, maybe Sag. Anything else Pisces needs to know about this situation? Protection. Guarding your heart. Wait before dating again. Coming out of your shell. Shedding. Getting rid of the old. Embracing the new. Coming into your power. Wow. Woman crying and blame. Harboring resentment. Pointing fingers. Who's wrong doesn't matter. Yeah, so you're taking this opportunity. That's what I said. You're shedding your old skin. You're embracing the new. You're coming into your power. You're utilizing your power wisely. That is offering you or creating protection for you. Excuse me. You're being conscious of the way that you move, but you're also allowing your authenticity to show. You You're understanding the situations where you can safely be vulnerable and the ones where you need to protect yourself. And you know that there's no reason to blame anyone, but I feel like somebody definitely hurt you. You feel like someone is to blame, but you know that it's not going to benefit you to blame anyone because you've matured. What else does Pisces need to know? Innocent in reverse. So somebody is guilty or you feel like they're guilty. It says not guilty as charged, but it came out in reverse. Tries to do the right thing. They weren't trying to do the right thing. And hostility holds you hostage. So that's why you're choosing peace so that you can be free. Because even you're... I feel like you're protecting yourself from being in a situation where you would be found guilty for something or you would be blamed for something, because somebody would ultimately, because they're trying to save their own ass, they would blame you and they would say it was you because you're the easy target. You're always the one who's the easy target to be fucking blamed for other people's goddamn problems that they don't fucking want to deal with themselves. But you're always the one who's taking the fall for it. But I guarantee you, I tell you guys this all the time because I know that it's hard. And I know the people who gravitate towards me go through so much. You've been so strong. And I know you're tired of being strong. But at the end of the day, I promise you, your soul is going to be blessed. Your soul is going to be free. And when you, like right now, in this body that you're in, it doesn't feel like your soul is going to be free. It feels like you're in purgatory. But you don't know yet how it feels to have a soul that's in bondage. You may feel it, but you don't know. And I'm telling you right now, you're going to be so happy that your soul is not in bondage. And I'm not telling you to be a fucking victim. I'm not telling you that your soul is going to be free because you were victimized. I'm telling you that because of the way that you chose to react and respond, or the way that you chose not to react and respond, is going to be the reason why your soul is free. And you're going to be able to fly and soar through the universe however you see fit. You're going to be able to go to whatever place you choose to go. Whatever you believe, that is not my prerogative to control. But what I'm telling you is that because of the choices that you're making to try to move through life with an open heart and a clear head and a clear conscience, because you try to do the right thing. You do the right thing every single day. You do your absolute best to treat people the way that you would want to be treated. Your soul is going to soar. And there's things in your life right now that you have to make sure that you're grateful for, because all of the ways that you may avoid some type of persecution or all like the things that other people do to you is literally the worst of it. Because if you look back, you may have had to learn lessons from your, indiscretions. And you may have had to, take it on the chin when it comes to certain punishments for your own indiscretions. But whenever a situation happens where you have to learn a lesson, more than likely you were being protected. And if you're really emotionally and spiritually and mentally and physically intelligent and you try to be as objective as you can, you're gonna see how you were spared through a lot of fucking shit. So that's what I have to say about that. Stability is at the bottom. It says needing a commitment, creating a safe space, focusing on home and family, and renewed, feeling released. I was about to say, but that's not what it says. It says releasing a heavy burden, feeling sexy and alive, and enduring despite hardship. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like you're releasing some type of guilt that you feel about needing stability in your life. You're releasing some type of guilt that you feel about people who've blamed you for things. Because a lot of people, I feel like, are putting the blame on you for the ways that you're choosing to create peace in your life, or putting the blame on you for the way that you're choosing to create stability in your life, or critiquing you and judging you for it. But it's like, I feel like a lot of you guys are guarding yourself from that. You're protecting yourself from that. Enduring despite hardship. One more card for Pisces. Beacon. Yeah. Seeing a ray of hope, a way out of a situation, able to stand your ground. Right. So it kind of feels like either you're protecting yourself or spirit is protecting you from some type of persecution that someone else wants to place on you. I feel like you were able to get away. There was a financial situation or some type of situation professionally where somebody was trying to get you caught up. And like I feel like somebody wanted to punish you every single day. Like if you were living in an apartment or a home or a neighborhood where people didn't like you, somebody was trying to punish you every day. Either your neighbors, your leasing office, or the fucking owner of the house, or the HOA, or whoever the fuck. Somebody was trying to persecute you and punish you every day and blame you for every little thing. But it wasn't you. And I feel like whatever this transition is that you went through, even if it was created or, facilitated off of false pretenses and lies, it was God, it was spirit, it was source leading you out of a fucked up situation. We have single man and we have awakening. Aware of the real situation, uncovering secrets, making good decisions, right? And that's what I feel like you guys are doing. Y'all are choosing your battles. Y'all are choosing your battles because no matter who tries to come against you, you see the plot. You know what's tea. King of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, Four of Wands. There could be a relationship that is brewing. Some of you are accomplishing a lot of goals professionally and you're going to be in a very comfortable and stable position. They want you to stay positive and see the hope in the situation, see the optimistic side, and not feel guilty about the choices that you're making to better yourself. Moon at the bottom and the King of Swords. Yeah, there's some type of union, and it doesn't have to be romantic, but it kind of feels like it. It could feel romantic, but it could also just be, two people are coming together, or there's some type of union that spirit is bringing together between you and someone else. Possibly a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. For some of you guys, a Cancer, Sagittarius, Nine of Wands, and the Moon. Yeah. Somebody's definitely intimidated by what you're doing because they don't know. They're not able to spy on you. They're not able to look into your circumstances. You've tried over and over again to communicate in a balanced way with someone, but all they do is try to create fear and anxiety in your heart when it comes to moving forward in your life. That's all somebody does, is every time they communicate with you, they try to procrastinate or make you procrastinate, or they try to get you to be afraid of what they're going to do next or what you are going to experience next. They want you to be afraid of what's around every corner when it comes to them, when it comes to their power that they have over you, or the power that they thought they had over you, or what just circumstances in life. They just wanted you to be afraid. They're stressed out that you're going to be in some type of secret relationship, that you have this protection now. It's definitely a situation where you guys are taking your power back. Ooh, what is it that you wanted Pisces to learn? Ooh, I almost spilled my coffee. What is the spirit that you wanted Pisces to learn from this situation when it comes to these messages? What is it that you wanted Pisces to learn? Unwavering. Yeah, to not be broken. The unwavering says your determination to succeed and your no-nonsense approach will be very difficult to crack and beat. That's what they wanted you to learn, is how to be unwavering, how to be so determined in your success, so positive in your success, so sure of yourself that no one and nothing can crack and beat that will to succeed. At the bottom, we have the destroyer. Foundations are no longer solid. Replace and reinforce what is crumbling before it's too late to restore. Yeah, so they wanted you to learn that when things are being destroyed or when something is falling apart around you, don't allow for it to break your concentration, okay? And then the innovator says you're not meant to follow the crowd. Choose a path less traveled and unlock the power of your mind. And then the chameleon, you have the ability to mold and reinvent yourself to whatever the situation dictates that will give you a huge advantage. So it's like Spirit wants you to know your assets. They want you to know what your assets are. They want you to know where your assets are, what your skill set is, what it says. That no matter what's going on around you or no matter what's happening with other people, no matter what folks are doing, no matter what the situation is, you can mold and reinvent yourself to whatever the situation requires in order for there to be more stability, even if someone is trying to destroy you. Because it says the destroyer. Somebody wants to destroy your confidence. They want to destroy your ability to be reassured and sure of yourself. They want to destroy your success and your determination. They want you to stop believing in yourself. They want you to be the star reversed, to start questioning and contemplating. Well, did I make the right choice? Am I doing the right thing? Is this the real deal? Is this really what I'm supposed to be doing? That's what they want you to do. And what Spirit is trying to tell you throughout the situation for you to learn is to never let that shit fucking affect you. I said what I said. Be sure to like and subscribe to continue to catch the vibe. Book your readings. Get in the comments. And remember, Pisces, this is our Circle Blues. Bye.